often referred to as Vegas of Asia. Macau is known for its huge and glamorous casinos, mouth-watering delights, and East meets West architecture. Formerly a colony of Portugal, modern-day Macau is still filled with traces of Portuguese culture and traditions. However, did you know that besides being paradise for gamblers and food lovers alike, Macau is also home to numerous UNESCO heritage sites? Tag along, let's check out 15 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Macau. The first stop is the ruins of St. Paul's Church. The ruins of St. Paul is the remains of the Church of Mater Dei, a former Portuguese church that was destroyed in a fire. The ruins of St. Paul is probably one of Macau's most iconic landmarks. Visitors flock here all year round to take photos of its amazing architecture, which stands out against a backdrop of blue skies. The staircase in front of the ruins of St. Paul's is also where the famous Dragon Parade begins during the Chinese New Year. Just behind the ruins of St. Paul's Church, we have our second item on the list. This wall is the old Macau City Wall, built in the 16th, 17th century by the Portuguese when they ruled this city. Situated right next to the renowned Nacha Temple, uniquely constructed with clay, sand, rice straws, rocks, and oyster shells. These walls were used as defensive measures against invade attacks. One of Macau's most prominent tourist attractions, the old city walls, are the remains of a wall that surrounded the colonial city of Macau during the period of Portuguese Macau in the 16th and 17th centuries. Item number 3 on the 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau, we have St. Dominic Church. Located at the far end of Senado Square is St. Dominic's Church, which is arguably the most well-known church in Macau, a late 16th century Baroque style church. It is renowned for its grand and unique architecture, which exhibits a mixture of European and local Macanese features. Number 4 on the list is Holy House of Mercy. Founded in 1569 and strategically located in Senado Square, the Holy House of Mercy is a historic building famed for its magnificent white arcaded facade. It was one of Portugal's oldest charitable organizations, which contained a medical clinic and several other welfare services, such as helping the families of sailors who had drowned at sea. Throughout its long history, the Holy House of Mercy was sometimes involved in crucial changes and decisions relating to medical and social assistance for the underprivileged. It thus retains its importance till date. Number 5 is Senado Square. Located right in the heart of old Macau, Senado Square is a bustling outdoor atrium surrounded by colorful vintage colonial buildings. Due to its proximity to iconic sites such as the ruins of St. Paul's and the Holy House of Mercy, Senado Square is a popular venue for hosting public events and celebrations. Leal Senado Building. Serving as Macau's municipal chamber since the 18th century, the Leal Senado Building is the seat of Portuguese Macau's government and one of the city's most important sites. Its name means Loyal Senate and was derived from the title City of Our Name of God, Macau. There's none more loyal and was gifted by the Portuguese government as a reward for Macau's loyalty. We are still checking out 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau. Our next stop now is Mandarin House, Chinese residential compound with glimpses of Western architectural influences. Mandarin's house was previously home to Chen Guangying, a notable reformist and literary figure. Chen Guangying was a scholar whose idea of serving the nation by enriching the nation influenced many Chinese leaders. So our next location on the list of the 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau is St. Lawrence Church, but unfortunately we can't go inside because it is closed to visitors because of coronavirus. So just check around. Established in 1560, St. Lawrence Church, also known as Feng Shong Tang, is one of the oldest and most beautiful churches in Macau, boasting an impressive bright yellow exterior as well as a majestic grand staircase. Built in 1860, This theater has withstood the test of time and it is still useful up to this day. Dom Pedro V Theatre is our next item on the list of 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau. Built in 1860 and situated at St. Augustine Square, Dom Pedro V was Chinese first Western theater, a mint-colored building with a neoclassical facade and impressive iconic columns. It is one of the most striking buildings in Macau. The theater is still open and serves as a performing venue for music, dance, and various performances. Next, we have Sir Robert Ho Tung's library. Before it became a library, this building was initially home to Sir Robert Ho Tung, a rich businessman and philanthropist, until his passing in 1955. It was then converted into an elegant and charming library, complete with a tranquil garden, as per his will, containing a plethora of valuable ancient and religious books, as well as exhibition sites. It is the largest library in Macau and a place where locals and visitors visit to satisfy their thirst for knowledge. Leal Mansion is the next stop. Leal Mansion is a beautifully preserved mansion which gives visitors a glimpse of the opulent lifestyle that the wealthy local merchants Leal led. Located near Senado Square, this two-story mansion is a smaller version of the Mandarin house and is a typical traditional Chinese mansion that contains subtle motifs of Western influences. Sam Kai Voi Kon Temple. Sam Kai Voi Kon Temple, also known as Quan Tai Temple, is a place of religious worship dedicated to Guan Yu. Guan Yu is an important general from the Three Kingdoms period, whom Taoist and Buddhist worship. Besides being a place of religious worship, this temple and its surrounding areas played a key role in the commercial and civic life of the city, as it was a meeting place for businessmen who worshipped Guan Yu. Next on the list of 15 World UNESCO Heritage in Macau, we have Guia Fortress. Guia Fortress is one of the most eye-catching and iconic buildings in Macau, comprising a 17th century colonial military fort, chapel, and lighthouse complex situated at Guia Hill. Having taken over 15 years to complete, the Guia Fortress still remains beautifully preserved, donning an attractive yellow and white exterior. Item number 14 on my 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau is the old Protestant Cemetery. That is our location now. An iconic cemetery established by the British East India Company in Portuguese Macau back in 1821. The old Protestant cemetery was built due to the lack of burial sites for Protestants in the Roman Catholic Portuguese colony. Back then, it was difficult for non-Catholics to bury their loved ones on Portuguese colonial soil, and such burials had to be done in secret. This cemetery thus allowed non-Catholic foreigners to be buried. From then, many important historical figures have been buried here. Ama Temple. The Ama Temple is the oldest temple in Macau and is situated on the southwest tip of the Macau Peninsula. The temple was built more than 500 years, even before the arrival of the Portuguese in Macau. Ama Temple is filled with rich history and culture, and besides being a religious site, it is also a culture gem that offers spectacular views. So this brings us to the end of the 15 UNESCO World Heritage in Macau. If you like our video, like, subscribe and share. Stay up to date to our subsequent exciting videos.